Hello, hello. Welcome to Verbling. Hi there. Pardon me. I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, we are going to be having a conversation class in which we will talk about stereotypes. Stereotypes, common conceptions that people have about other societies or groups of people, which as generalities are, of course, not true, but sometimes may have a germ of truth to them. Of course, everyone has stereotypes about other groups and what they're like. That maybe some stereotypes, many stereotypes, of course, are negative, but some can be positive. Some are wildly incorrect, and some have a grain of truth. Okay, let me start by welcoming some students to the class. Hello, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. How are you today?
Today is the national holiday in Japan.
Is it?
Yeah, Emperor's birthday.
The Emperor's birthday?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Last holiday. This is the last holiday of the year.
The last holiday of the year? Okay. All right. And how old is the Emperor?
81 years old.
81?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. It's an auspicious birthday. All right. Talk about that in a second, actually. I have questions about that. Khaled, welcome to the class.
Hi, welcome. Oakley, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you today?
Fine.
You're very loud. To turn
Hello?
down my head. Hi. Now you. I have to turn down my headset a little bit. It's very loud. Okay. No problem. I can adjust. Hi, Khaled. How are you today?
Yeah, fine. Today, tomorrow we have the holiday, which is Independence Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
So you can see that the last holiday in the year, 24 December.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Fine. And then I'll have a holiday the next day, which is Christmas. Okay.
Yes.
Next. You can't join the class unless you have a holiday. No. Kidding. Hello to Nader. How are you? Hi. Nader, are you talking or typing this class?
Typing mode.
Typing mode?
Almost typing mode, I think, Nader.
Well, in the mornings he can talk. Okay. Well, we'll see. All right. The class is about stereotypes, but first of all, I don't know if this is really stereotypes, but Heidi, I have to ask you about the Emperor of Japan. Is he the only? He actually has the title of Emperor of Japan? Is he the last emperor?
No, last emperor. He has a son. No, yeah, he has son. And the grandson, yeah.
Okay. So what is the line of succession there with the emperor? So if he, heaven forbid, should pass away, then his son will become the emperor?
Yeah, that's right. Now he's a prince.
Excuse me.
Prince is maybe around 50 years old.
Really? Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And will there be
he will be the next emperor.
Will there be a big coronation ceremony?
Yeah, and we have two what's the two name of the year? For example, came from Europe. It's now 2014, right? Now today, yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is, but another is Heisei 24, 25, yeah. Heisei emperor became now emperor. I have forgotten his name. He became emperor. It first, then we need to count second, third. So now 25, fifth means when he became emperor, it's already past 25 years. Every time emperor change, even the name of the period will change.
Ah, I see.
So very confusing. I always
yeah.
remember two name of the that period name.
Okay. Yeah, that is confusing. Okay. So, all right, there will be another emperor. Does he actually? What happens on the emperor's birthday? Is there any kind of public celebration? Is there any kind of private celebration? What?
National holiday, so almost all companies are closed today.
Okay.
Outside the restaurant or a supermarket or department store. Now transportation is okay, but transportation, even their time is different for Sunday or holiday or a normal day. Today they are running like holiday schedule, Sunday schedule.
Okay. All right.
And many
So,
people who admire that emperor, they went to palace of emperor's house. Then they gathered in some kind of place in front of his house, palace. Then emperor appears in the balcony twice or three times a day. The family ran up in a big window. They wave their hands.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay, kind of like, all right, the Queen of England in Buckingham Palace, or the Pope in the Vatican.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, like that.
Wait.
Very similar.
All righty then. Okay. This is okay. We're not really on our topic. We're not talking stereotypes. We're talking real information. But that's okay. Maybe we can dispel some stereotypes. So that's all right. Interesting. All right. But that's pretty much the celebration. Some people, the emperor presents himself to the public, and of course, it's a national holiday, so people get the day off from work. But that's pretty much the extent of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. All right. We'll come back to you. We'll talk about stereotypes. Maybe stereotypes about Japan and emperors and ninjas and fun stuff like that. But I have to ask Khaled about Independence Day tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Okay, what's going to happen? Are there going to be celebrations, public or private, or are the stores closed? What happens?
It's a holiday for the whole country. But you know, Libyan people not familiar with the, to be honest, with the Independence Day, because Gaddafi in 1969 he cancelled this day because he made the revolution against the kingdom of Libya. The Independence Day it was in 1951. We get our independence from the United Nations that time. The king of Libya was Idris as-Sanusi. His family now living in UK. I think he doesn't have or he didn't have son. So the prince was the son of his brother. So, but from after the revolution from 2011, we celebrate again this day. So we got the holiday, and last year and the year before, I mean, the 3 years ago, we celebrate this day. Public, there is a public speaker from the government, but I think this year, I don't know, I did think there is maybe some celebration or something like this, because the country is divided in two parts or something like this, and there is civil war here in Libya, some kind of civil war, or some groups fighting each other, and no, I don't know, but maybe it's holiday, yeah.
It's a holiday. It's a holiday.
We miss, we miss the meaning of the the Independence Day. It should be something something special. I mean, I think very, very special. But we miss this meaning because our situation. First, it's Gaddafi canceled this day for maybe 42 years. And then when they come back, we miss now to celebrate this day according to our situation. So I hope next year or the coming years, yes, I mean, Libyan people will celebrate together this day, because it's very, very important to the country.
I think so. Okay, first, Independence Day, right?
Independence. Okay, independent.
Yeah, that's okay. I just have to say, it's not a good sign when the government cancels Independence Day. Yikes. Okay, people, you're no longer independent. Ouch. Yeah. Okay. Well, I wonder what. It's interesting. I don't know what kind of. It's up to you to decide the form, because I've actually celebrated Independence Day in the United States, and there's a lot that goes on. Independence Day in Canada, not that much. Independence Day in Mexico, I've been there, Cinco de Mayo, and that's interesting. And here in the Philippines, Independence Day goes by and you wouldn't even know it's not just another normal day. It's entirely unremarkable. Nothing goes on. You might see a peddler selling flags, and that would be about the extent of the celebration. Nothing happens. So, yeah, I kind of agree with you. There should be some kind of celebration, in my opinion. I think. I mean, if you're proud and happy of the fact that your country's independent, why not celebrate it? Nader, you're here twice. You're multiplying. Okay, I'm a stereotyping mode. Okay, you can have text. You can message yourself. Okay, Nader, very good. Okay, now back to our topic. Well, that was interesting. Thanks for sharing that information with me, you guys. All right, back to our topic, which is stereotypes. Stereotypes being what we tend to think of groups of people, societies, cultures, countries, whatever, generalities that may be completely false, may be partly true, but and pretty much can never be completely true, because you're talking about groups of people. Now, okay, Heidi, it's the Emperor's birthday today.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have a stereotype, about Japanese people that they all honor and revere the emperor. Am I right?
No, I'm not sure. I don't care about emperor so much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Does he have an influence on the government at all, or the actual
But
ruling of the
he
people?
he can't touch any political actions.
He's
It's banned.
forbidden.
Yeah, it's banned by constitutional rule.
Ah, okay. I see. All right. Very good. Okay. Tell me about what's a stereotype that Japanese people have about Americans. Hello, Heidi? I'm still talking to you.
Yeah, my connection stopped. So sorry.
Everyone has a bad connection today.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but actually we have prime minister and the ministers. It means servant of emperor, right? So we
Oh,
the leader of the country because we have only literally we have leader of country the emperor. So prime minister is the first person of the political group, political the government. Then when they decided they are chosen as the prime minister, and the prime minister need to choose each ministers, then all decided emperor need to give them some certification or some paper. Only that.
oh, like in English we'd say a rubber stamp.
Yes, yes.
Rubber stamp authorization, like that. Okay, I mean, he's not going to not do it. Okay. I see. Hmm.
Emperor is not Japanese people. Japanese, he doesn't
Very-
have nationality. And the emperor's family is a different registration. So he doesn't have any right to vote.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? I'm, I'm puzzled
we
because
have we have registration, family tree like that. If we go to the city hall, you can see any family members from old generation to young generation. But emperor family has a different registration, only emperor family. So
really.
it means they are not Japanese people. Yeah, Japanese, but different. So they don't have any right.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, okay. That brings me. All right. That brings me to stereotypes. Okay. Another stereotype I have about Japanese is that they're very a closed society. That they don't
Yeah,
want
yeah,
any
yeah.
foreigners in their society. They disapprove of marrying like other
Mhm.
nationalities or other races,
Yes.
and that you don't have many rights if you live in Japan, as far as rights
Foreigners.
as
It's very difficult
foreigners.
to
Yeah.
immigrate for foreigners.
Right.
Mhm.
As I understand, it's one of
Yeah,
the
even
most.
Filipinos,
Yeah.
if their father or mother had Japanese blood, it's easy to immigrate to Japan. But if they don't have any Japanese blood, it's very difficult.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Oh, if you have Japanese blood, so if the family went to America, but they could prove they had family back in Japan,
Yeah, I have
they may be
some
able
a friend in Philippines. One of friend, he didn't know his grandfather or someone. Then once he returned to his hometown, then his relative said, "Your grandfather is a Japanese soldier." Oh, really? Then how do you feel? I asked him. Are you glad of that? He said, "Yeah, very glad. I can move to Japan anytime."
Ah, okay. Well, interesting. Okay. It's very interesting. Here, some people are critical of that, that it's so, this idea that they don't want foreigners. Why? Are you racist? What's the problem? But you know something, there's many foreigners living here in the Philippines, many, but the truth is none of them can ever become citizens. Not really. You can get permanent resident status, but that doesn't make you a citizen. You can't vote. No matter how long you're here, no matter what, nobody can if you're not Filipino. You can't vote, you can't own property, you can't take any public office, none of that.
If you have some special talents, then you live in some Japan for some years, then you contributed a lot to Japan. Maybe it's easy to change your nationality as a Japanese.
Yeah. In the Philippines, you would have to be a very good basketball player. Otherwise, forget it.
Like an Asian Olympic game.
Yeah. And there's a stereotype about Filipinos, which is absolutely true. Filipinos are totally crazy about basketball, and they'll do anything as long as it benefits basketball. There is nothing that surpasses basketball. Yeah. Anyway, very funny. Okay, let me talk to Khaled. Let's try to get back to stereotypes, which is supposed to be the topic. Khaled, what stereotypes do Libyans have about Americans? I'll tell you if it's true or not. Some of them are probably true.
Yeah, I will tell you what's my stereotype about American, because I can't give other people opinion. I mean, I don't know what the people think about, but I can say what I feel when I was in American for two weeks last year.
Oh, okay.
I found American people as friendly people. I think they are creative, very creative. Their creativity is very much. Also, I found American people is hard work. They work very hard, and I think yes, this friendliness. It's more. I mean, this is what I feel really that the people is more open. I mean, different. When I visit Europe, especially UK and some part of Europe, the people may be not open like American people. The American people it's more open, and also I think they are very positive, and the people there are optimistic also. This thing, and I think there's a reason for that, because of course you cannot consider this as because there is exceptions in
of course,
in a way, and there, because the America is composed from many cultures and many religions and many as you can see, is the I think the center of the world. I consider the America as they collect the best people from different country. I think the America is attract the best people. That's why there is a lot of people. The innovation coming from there. That's why I think.
Yeah. Okay, well, my opinion of what you're saying.
Sorry, this is the positive stereotype, and there is the negative.
Yeah. Well,
the negative one.
Go ahead.
The negative one, to be honest, I didn't feel there any negative stereotype, because I visited three states, which is DC, Washington DC, and Virginia, sorry, not Virginia, and also San Francisco and Seattle. I didn't see that there is maybe like in movie there is a group of mafia, or there is bad people and something like this. But I don't know, maybe in Chicago or in other places.
Well, they don't walk down the street with signs that said, "Hey, we're mafiosa," or "We're in a gang." Of course, they're very low level, on the low
Yeah.
down, as we might say. Very on the low down. You're not going to actually see it, but okay. Very quiet. Okay, that's interesting. All right, my reaction to what you're saying. Friendly, yes. I think Americans are one of the most friendliest people on the earth. Filipinos are also ridiculously friendly, even more than Americans. Friendly, yes. Hard working, by the way. Hard workers, we can use it as an adjective. Hard working. Okay.
Hard working.
Yeah, they are hardworking. I totally agree with that. Most Americans, again, not all. Obviously, some people are completely not. Some people take advantage of the state's generosity, and they're the opposite of hardworking. They're very lazy, and they just kind of sponge off the state, which is a big problem in the United States right now. But for the most part, I agree with that. Hardworking. What else did you say? You mentioned something about Americans being, they get the best of the people. Well, they seem to be very optimistic and positive. Well, socially, outwardly, yes, they seem to be always positive, but really, amongst your close friends and family, not necessarily. I wouldn't say that. And your assertion that they get the best people, I would say, being an American, that we do get the best people in the world, and we get the worst people in the world.
Yes, you're right.
We get kind of both extremes of that.
Attract different people, please.
Yeah.
Worse than the best, right? You're right.
Right. Anywhere, anywhere where there's wealth, there's going to be people trying to steal the wealth. That's humanity. If there's rich people, there's going to be people trying to steal that money. If there's a rich country, there's going to be people trying to steal. I think that's pretty much humanity. But anyway, most of what you say, I would agree with, and those are very nice, positive stereotypes. That's great. Cool. Do you? What do you guys? I'm living in the Philippines now, and I'm curious. What are stereotypes that you guys have about Filipinos? Nader, if you want to type something, I'd be happy to share it with the class, and I'd love to read it as well. Heidi, I know you've been to the Philippines.
Yes. Before, Japanese people, almost all Japanese people had a very bad idea about the Filipinos, because many people came to Japan, and almost all cases dancers, Filipinas dancers. At first, they worked in a pub or somewhere as a dancer, but finally they became prostitute. So we had a very bad reputation about the Filipinos. When I started learning English with Filipinos, they're very kind and not so, bad people. Very serious and very good, kind. So my idea changed a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Nader says his attitude is positive. They're nice and they're hardworking. They certainly are. The ones who leave the country to go work in other countries they are the cream of the crop in regards to hard working. That's why they leave the country because they're going to sacrifice time with their families, their wives, their children to go work really hard. And that's why the ones that you see in Saudi or Egypt or wherever are going to be, yeah, they're really the cream of the crop in hardworking Filipinos, which leaves us here, the ones that are left in the Philippines, not so much. But interesting. Okay, I like that, Heidi. Thank you for that very honest opinion, and I'm going to comment on that further. But I'd like to say something about that. But I want to hear what Khaled has to say. Khaled, do you know much or anything about Filipinos?
Yeah, because I think they are friendly people, and because here we have in Libya a lot of Filipino working in the as a nurses and in the health system.
Yeah.
And the good thing that before 3 or 4 months, there is, in the when the second civil work started, I think before 4 months, the government of Philippines asked the people in Libya to leave Libya but they didn't agree with the government and they stay with us. And we appreciate that very much. I think they are good people, and yes, I agree with Nader. They're working. There's a lot of Philippine working in technician, like electric, like in oil and gas. And as you say, the people live in outside the country. They sacrifice with their time, with their families, so they should be hardworking.
Yeah.
It's normal or usual, yeah.
Right. Yeah, very interesting perspectives. I've been living here in the Philippines for quite some time, and my initial euphoria when I came here, honestly, I thought they were absolutely the most wonderful people. And then I started to see, as I started to really know the culture, I got to see the underbelly, which is a great way to say it in English. I got to see the dark underbelly of the society somewhat, and I was a little bit discouraged. But actually, now that I've been here a little longer, and I've acclimated myself, and not only that, I'm kind of living like a native now. It's much better. I kind of figured out that when you're here to visit, it seems like the greatest place. It's a lot of fun, and the people are super friendly. When you come here and you stay here for 6 months or a year, you start to think, oh my goodness, there's so many petty criminals and people just trying to cheat you out of money left and right, and there's prostitution, there's all these bad things, unsavory elements, and poverty, poor people the government's not helping. But then that attitude changed after a while again, because I started to live like a Filipino in a hard-working workers' neighborhood, where normal people live, not tourists, not foreigners, but I live amongst all Filipinos. I'm the only foreigner in my neighborhood. I have friends who still live in all foreigner neighborhoods, and they wonder why there's robbery and crime all the time. Well, that goes back to what I said earlier, where there's money, you're going to have criminals trying to take the money.
Yes.
So Filipinos think, oh, that's where the money is. That's where the criminals go. There's no crime in my neighborhood. People leave their doors open. Little kids playing in the street all day.
Because you live in the public area, or I mean, where's the maybe yes, the normal people live. That's why
Right,
I think
exactly. And
your idea is very intelligent idea. You protect yourself by living in the such as area. Yeah.
it's true that neighbors all look out for each other, really, a lot,
Uh-huh.
in a lot of
Helpful.
ways. Very helpful. You're
Mm-hmm.
somebody's not doing well, or you help them out. Money, food, working, helping them do laundry, whatever. People help each other out, and it's great, really. It's just there's an element of neighborliness which is kind of missing, well, which used to be in America very common, but slowly eroding over time, unfortunately. But it's still quite strong here in the Philippines, I think, which is nice. One of the things I really like about here. So anyway, my attitudes and stereotypes, even though I live here, have changed as I've gotten accustomed to it. That's kind of Heidi, you mentioned this. Can stereotypes change in people? I think you kind of started to say that actually, that your ideas had changed somewhat.
Yes, yes. Before I didn't know any Filipinos, but I have a lot of friends now. So I understand Filipinos are very good and friendly, and not
Okay.
bad guys.
Now you've
Not
also, yeah, they're not all bad. There's some of them that are bad, but there's some bad anywhere you go. You know. Um, you've also been to Italy, right,
yeah,
Heidi?
yes.
Tell me about what stereotypes you had about Italians and that you
Um,
have, and
Italian,
they
particularly
change.
men, like women very much.
Yeah.
Their life is only amor.
Amor.
Amor is the most important thing for. Yeah,
Yes.
no, stereotype was right.
Okay. All right.
I was
I
in
think I think
a
I
lot of
think
men,
we
not only
uh,
young men, but also old guys, 80 years old. From 80 years old. He invited me to his house. I'm alone in my house. Why don't you come to my house? It's much easier
Oh,
than staying in a hotel. No, no, thank you.
oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. Italian men certainly have a worldwide reputation, I think. Yeah. Khaled, did you have something to add?
yeah, I think we know the Italian people very well because
Yeah, you're
mm,
right across
you
the
know
pond.
the also the we all part of Italian is how I can say sorry.
Not sure.
Italian occupied Libya for from 1911
Ah,
to until the 1951. Yes, I agree with Heidi. I think Italian people is like the women. Also, I think it's a lot of bad thing happened to Libyan people came from Italian people, from Italian culture. Uh, but the good thing for Italian is they are maybe gentle for with the clothes. Their clothes they are interesting in clothes, so they like the clothes. Yeah, and they
close.
are maybe yeah. I mean they wear style or they are very style and. But I think they all. I have some stereotype about Italy. They are cheater box. You know,
No. They're what?
Shutterbox.
Chatterbox. Oh,
Chatterbox. Yes, they are something like. They use their body language when they speak,
Oh, it is.
something like this. Yeah, yes, yes,
Yeah. Right?
yeah. I consider them as, you know, mafia come from Italy. And
Ah, yeah, it was Cecilia.
uh,
It's just,
but they are good in food, you know, pizza and
right.
spaghetti, and very good. But
Yeah.
by
Would
the
love
way,
more.
spaghetti originally came from Arab. I mean, from area of. Originally, they made spaghetti from one kind of. It's they take it from us. I mean,
Ah,
they improved, and we have something. We are Turkish. We use something is like to spaghetti, but
But
they
it's
improved and.
originally from your country. Yeah, even Korean people say so. Spaghetti came from Korea, and even pizza.
I know. It's
Yeah,
very funny.
maybe they have the same style. That's why, yes, Heidi. People say that's originally came,
Yeah.
yeah, from that region.
I'm, I'm gonna tell you that Americans invented hot dogs. I'll tell you that.
You know, American invented a lot of good things.
Yeah. And hot dogs is debatable. I don't know.
Hamburger,
It's a good
hamburger.
thing. Hamburgers.
Hamburger, yeah.
Right. Uh-huh. Right. Yeah, that's funny. Everybody invented pasta. That's very funny. And, some people say Marco Polo brought pasta from Europe to China and introduced noodles to China. That's
Noodles,
a theory. A theory. Not to say that they didn't get it first from the Middle East, which is I I never heard that, but that's seems plausible to me. Actually, I can believe that. For the simple fact that I used to be a chef, and I understand that pasta is made from semolina flour, which needs a drier, hotter climate. Frankly, doesn't grow that well in the United States, for example. We have different kinds of wheat, and then colder wheat like barley's and oats. That's why Russia has barley and dark bread and pumpernickel and things like that, because they have a different kind of wheat. So actually, if you tell me that pasta started in the Middle East, it makes perfect sense to me. It seems quite logical, actually. So I'd buy that. Makes sense to me because I understand the types of wheat that are needed are the same types of wheat that generally come from a warmer climate, not Korean.
Italian has a very good fashion sense, and even food is very delicious.
Yeah, true,
Everything
true.
are for amore.
Everything, oh, for the purpose of love.
Amore, yes.
You wear nice clothes for love. You
Yeah,
make
that's
beautiful
right.
food for love. Okay. Beautiful music
Yeah, everything
for
is
love.
amore.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Rome did quite well for a long, long time. Probably it was because of amore. I don't know. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, of course, Italians have a lot of stereotypes about them. Some positive, some negative, right? Uh, okay. What? All right. How about French people? Do you guys have stereotypes about French people?
Yeah, before going to France, I heard a lot of rumor about the French. They don't want to speak English, even though they know how to speak English. Then I
Yeah.
went there. Then I went to some restaurant or some boutiques. They can speak English. They don't hesitate to speak English.
No, they only hate to speak English to English people. They are okay with speaking English to Japanese people. You don't understand. They don't hate Japanese people. They hate English people.
Yeah,
Uh, British even more than Americans, but
yeah.
they hate Americans as well.
French people think French is the top of the world. The
Yeah,
best.
well, you have to realize that France and England were at war like for 1,000 years, you know.
Yes, yes. But this wasn't the last time. I mean, I think France now is not as big as such as before. I mean,
No,
yeah.
right.
The last time it's okay. No, the biggest country it was. I mean, France and Britain.
Yeah.
But now, different.
Yeah, it's a different story.
The world
Right.
is, yes, different story.
Absolutely. And French people hate Americans because we're so annoying. Do you have that? Do you guys have the stereotype of the American tourist with the khaki shorts and the camera and the Hawaiian flower shirt? Wearing sandals where sandals should not be worn, and
Yeah. And anyway,
yeah.
big people.
big belly.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Right. Sure. And that one's true. Not entirely, but sometimes true. The obnoxious, the ugly American. We even have a name for that. The concept of the American traveler who's completely doesn't pay any attention to local customs or anything like that. We call that stereotype the ugly American. And boy, I hate that one, but I recognize that this is a stereotype that to some degree is true. It's embarrassing for the rest of us, but unfortunately, kind of sometimes.
And also, I wanted to because something I recognize in America, in Washington D.C., the people wearing, I mean, in business, they wearing formal clothes, but in San Francisco, I found the people more informal.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it's
true.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. Yeah, you're 100% right on that one. Yeah, well, San Francisco, and in the United States, it's a big country, and each city, especially East Coast and West Coast, they're a lot different. The whole culture, the way people act, the way they dress, the way they sound, yeah, it's a lot different. Yeah, San Francisco and Washington are definitely very different. Even in California, Los Angeles and San Francisco, if you compare them, they're so different. The lifestyle, the way people act, especially. I like. What did you like best? You were in Washington D.C., Seattle, and San Francisco. They're all fine cities. What did you like?
To be honest, I like them all, but I found in each area I found something special. In Seattle, it's more quiet and beautiful, trees everywhere and green area. Also in San Francisco, because we visited Silicon Valley, the creativity there, the area of the creativity and innovation. In Washington D.C., it's also a nice place. But something it's like because we saw the museums and the special space area in America. So there's a different, and in every place I found something special. Yeah, attract me. Yeah.
Right, I agree. Seattle's it's an awesome city, but it's the only city in America that I've been where you're in the city and you don't even feel like you're in a city.
Yes, yes.
There's so much. I don't know. The way they planned it, because of the geography, I don't know. Everywhere you go, you sit and you park your car and you're just looking at trees and
Yes,
forest.
yes.
And there's one or two buildings. And you think you're in some tiny little city with like one or two tall buildings. You don't really get the idea of a big skyline with huge skyscrapers and busy traffic. And there's
Yeah.
really no traffic jams. Everything's laid back, low key, quiet. I totally agree with that. The quietest city I've ever been in my whole life, honestly. Just doesn't seem so hectic. Everything seems very calm.
And I have met two ladies in the street. I asked him to take picture for me, and from they recognized that I came to Microsoft from the beginning. I said, how do you know? They said, because here just the people came to. A lot of people came to Microsoft or the Boeing, for the company, for the, yeah. So I was there. I was in Seattle for a business meeting in Microsoft headquarters. So also know a lot of Microsoft invested a lot of money there in Seattle. Yeah.
Microsoft and Boeing.
Boeing, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few very large companies, very large, important international companies in Seattle. Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of coffee. You can't. In Seattle, it's impossible to travel, more than I don't know, 30 meters without running into another coffee shop. Not just Starbucks, but they love coffee. A lot of coffee. Yeah.
Amoro.
Amore. Well.
I think Italian people, they will love Seattle.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Seattle's a strange. It's cool. It's cool, but it's very odd. You don't feel like you're in a city.
Yes.
Okay, we talked about Italians and French people. Let's pick on the. We don't have any Europeans in class today, so let's pick on the Europeans. They're not here to defend themselves.
So I will ask you and Heidi, because I am from the Arabic region. What's your stereotype about the Arabic people?
Depends.
I think
where. For me, it totally depends.
I ask you and Heidi, what do you think about the Arabic people?
Well, I have a totally different stereotype of like Gulf area, or Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, or Northern Africa. I have totally different ideas. I think the people are very
Afghanistan is not Afghan is not Arab, Iraq and Iran,
right.
Even Iran, not Arab people. For the Iran and Afghanistan,
Persians.
But yeah.
Right. But okay, all right. But still, even if you talk about Northern Africa, I have to say that I get the idea that Tunisians just had their elections successfully. Things are working. They seem to be people with a good head on their shoulders. Every Algerian I've ever met was super friendly. I don't know if that's true or not. That's a stereotype totally based on my own experience. Like here at Burbling and
Algeria, to be honest, Algeria people is because you met the good people, but
apparently, lucky me.
The Algerian, be careful because they are very hard and angry people. But always we in the business or in the foreign company and the foreign country, you will meet the business people and rich people and the good people, educated people. But if you talk with the normal people, the hardest, I mean, very, very hard Algerian people. Yes. You know, Indonesia itself, the Tunisian people afraid from Algerian people. They are afraid from them.
Afraid of them.
Yeah, afraid of them because they are very difficult. Yeah.
And to tell you that I have no idea what to think of Libyan people, because Libyan people, all I know is Gaddafi for so many years. You can't know people under a dictator.
I think Libyan people, to be honest, is the one thing that the infected Libya, I think, Gaddafi system itself. Because if you compare the Libyan people before 40 years and now, it's big different. Now it's the people is a lot of people not educated people, and they are like Algerian now. I mean, not quiet and very angry people. But I think this happened according to the Gaddafi system is not invested in the people, in the country infrastructure.
You are talking over 10 minutes, too much.
Okay.
15 minutes you are talking continuously. This is a group lesson, not private lesson.
Sorry, Heidi. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, Heidi, you would like to say something?
Yeah, I think Arabic people believe the Muslim to Islam too much. So in that case, the female are discriminated. They need to wear the veil, and they need to hide their face and whole body. And some countries, female can't take a driver license. It's big discrimination for me. I hate that. We can wear anything. We can show my hair or face. It's free. Then I visited Tunisia before. I was surprised. Even Tunisia was a kind of Muslim country, but women didn't wear veil. Some women were wearing a veil, but many women showed their hair and the face. So I was very surprised. And then after that, revolution happened, Facebook revolution. Then it's very successful. But other country, like domino effect, even other country has revolution. Maybe Libya or other countries, the Muslim power is very strong. They are believing the following Muslim, so it's not successful.
Okay. All right. Not quite sure if that's stereotypes. Okay.
So my stereotype against that country is that female are discriminated too much.
Okay. All right. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No comment.
Because I'm kind of female, so I don't want to live.
Kind of female, or you're female?
Kind of. So I don't want to live in that country. I want to show my hairstyle. It's free. If I want to hide my hair, it's okay. I can do it by myself. But I don't want to be forced.
Yeah, Heidi, because because it's you should respect the other people religion. You know, this is not kind of your idea. It's you are free. Do what you want. But for us, please, this is according to our religion. So you should respect our religion, please. But because you are not Muslim, it's your this is your business. I'm not talking about Japanese, but especially for this, you know, this is according to our religion. Some Arab women also, they are free and they are more liberal, but this is their business. I mean, but for me, it's my wife should wearing hijab, should cover his hair body. This is our religion, so we respect that. Anyway, thank you,
Okay.
Oli. And sorry,
Thank you.
Heidi.
It's okay, but either way, you know, I'm sure the conversation could get much more interesting, but I'm saved by the bell. And I have to go because I have another class right now, actually 30 seconds ago. So goodbye.
Okay,
Okay,
Thank you
thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.